Did you hear the comments by Barry Bonds that he said
I did not.
He's vindicated. Well, Marvin, would you play? He's on a podcast. And he was talking about the Hall of Fame.
People have to understand something is that the fact of is that I was vindicated. I went to the court. I was in federal court and I won my case 100%. Where is the vindication of me in my own sport? That's what bothers me.
What do you think as a Hall of Famer? Should Bonds be in?
It should bother him. It should bother him. It's the same thing with McGuire. They had it and everything else. We all assumed we did. We found the Andro or whatever it was at the time, which definitely wasn't illegal, supposedly in those days. I think Roger's been in that same situation. There's questions about certain Hall of Famers that basically may have used. There's shadows that have been around. It seems like there's a selection process of who, okay, let's get these 3 or 4 or 5 guys, A-Rod, Barry, Roger, Mark, let's get these guys and we'll make them our guys. And yet there's some, where there's questions about, you have no questions. I mean, you know who there might be, who was shadowed and everything else. And I think that, as long as, whether the courts have done it, or whether we're going to be the fact that he's guilty forever, sounds like, okay, I've been there, I've done that. He's speaking out saying, what do I have to do? The courts are.
But if they weren't testing, Johnny, at the time.
What's that?
If they weren't testing for steroids, that's what Bonds is saying. Baseball wasn't testing.
Well, that was the thing that really came out during the time that when cocaine was a part of it. Marvin Miller was really detested basically by owners because Marvin Miller was a guy who, as part of the Major League Baseball Players Association, he was sort of delaying the fact of when the testing could be because I think he thought that if the players were actually using, they needed to do something in order to get them off of it. Let's give a year or two and take that long. They're blaming Marvin for what became the steroid era. And I blame the trainers because, or physical trainers, whoever your guy was, the PT guy, because he's putting the stuff, I call it the blender era. I think it's when, you're saying, hey, I want to develop muscle. I say, okay, let's put this powder and let's put this shark stuff in there and we'll blend it. And then the guy next to you is bigger and stronger. And he said, well, what's he doing? Well, he's using this other powder. And if you went to GNC at the time or wherever certain places were sold, 80 or 90% of it had the drugs that would actually build muscle and do stuff and your performance enhancing. And then, he said, well, what about now? And then he said, well, he takes a B12 shot or he takes whatever shot. And guys who hit 12 home runs, next year they hit 40, all of a sudden they're making from 3 million to 13, 15 million. And it's hard to say that these guys, at this point could give a flip about what, they have the money in the bank. They improved themselves. We all went, everybody to be bigger, stronger, better. And so they use that as a crutch. But when you start putting your stuff in the blender and started getting certain things and developing health, I'd have loved to have stuff. I mean, you catch 154 days in a row like I did through one stretch, you would have loved to have had something that would, revitalize you and get you to the next level. And so we've gone through these different things in baseball, the greenies, the amphetamines, all the stuff that went along with it. You can drink, you can take 2 aspirin and drink a Coke and almost get it. You can take a diet pill and get it supposedly from what I'm told. So, I played without them. I remember one time though, and they were in the kit. They were in the trainer's kit. I went in we played like 15 innings on Saturday.
You're talking about the amphetamines.
Yeah. And I came in on Saturday and Sunday I came in, I told the trainer, I said, I can't move. He opened up his kit and pulled out a pill and said, take this. A half hour later, I didn't make it all. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you want to do this every day if you could feel like this? And then the next year they banned it. So now it's like you taking Advil or Aleve and Tylenol or whatever. And then tomorrow they say, no, you can't take it any longer. And you would say, wait a minute, I feel too good. This is helping me. I can play golf. I can run. I can do all these things. So, you know, the Wonder Bra is performance enhancing.
But you're not wearing a Wonder Bra right now, are you?
No, these are just real. This is from non-workouts. This is, I actually am, you know, trying to worry about not pulling a fat muscle. So everything else